Tonight on News 13.
The city announces its proposed budgets. I'll have that story coming up.
Luzerne County thinks a change in local tax collection will save them a lot of money, but will it come at the price of personal service? I'll have that story.
The Schuylkill County District Attorney's Office is on a countywide drug raid trying to arrest 20 dirtbags. I'll have that story.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Kathy Bazinski. They're calling it good news for the city of Hazleton, a budget with no tax hike and one that puts more cops on the street. Mike Madry was there as the mayor rolled out next year's spending plan.
This year, we are going to give you what we consider our proposal to council for the 2014 budget.
Hazleton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi and Acting Administrator Steve Hahn say next year's budget is good for the city, holding the line at last year's plan.
The budget overall is just very status quo. It just is a continuance of last year, no tax increase involved.
There will be some financial changes in 2014 while other things stay the same. The budget rises from $8.6 million to $8.9 million, which is a 2.7% increase. No tax increase from last year's budget. With police handling parking issues, the parking authority employees will be channeled into other departments, putting roughly $100,000 back into the budget. 10% of the budget will be tied into different city-needed insurances, and the city is also looking to add officers to the HAPD. 6 is the projected number, increasing active officers from 38 to 44.
We have recommendations of 6 officers. Hopefully, 6 officers could be added, which would give us 2 officers per shift.
With not much difference from this year's budget to next year's proposed budget, it's expected to pass. However, City Council will have that final say in a City Council meeting held on November 7th.
Once council has it, which they do have copies in their bins right now, and they review it and put it in front of them and vote on it on first reading, then it becomes an official document.
Both the mayor and Hahn hope and believe that business will increase in Hazleton's downtown area. They aren't banking on it, but if it can resurrect itself, it will mean profit for the city of Hazleton.
It may not appear that way, but there is activity in the downtown area. The street project, the Broad Street project, is wrapping up and starting to look like a downtown again without a lot of barriers and barricades. So that should be an improvement and start to attract people to come back into the downtown without the hassles.
Mike Madry, News 13, Hazleton.
They fought hard to keep their role in Luzerne County government, but a recent court ruling ended an attempt by county tax collectors to keep providing local service. As Christina Papa tells us, county management says the tax collection change could save Luzerne thousands of dollars.
For over 30 years, Millie Luba's office has been the place in Hanover Township where county residents have come to pay their taxes. But a recent ruling has eliminated the county portion of her elected position. Her husband, Leonard, has helped her in her office for years.
So she'll still see the same number of people. Now, they're still going to be here. The only difference is now when the people come here to pay their bill that they're going to get from the county, she cannot accept it.
Tax collectors filed and funded a court appeal shortly after County Council approved the in-house tax collection during a meeting back in February. Most recently, a senior judge denied their appeal, keeping in place the new plan to use in-house county property tax collectors.
The council has spoken, and now the courts have spoken, and our focus is on making this work. And I have every confidence in our treasurer's office that they'll be able to do that.
County Manager Bob Lawton projects the in-house operation with 3 additional employees will save the county nearly $250,000 a year, and it will generate more than $120,000 in new revenue.
We'll have folks working at senior centers. We'll have Saturday hours open at the courthouse. We'll be looking for a way to set up a satellite office in Hazleton to cover the south end of the county in particular.
Leonard says Lawton admitted at a council meeting that those projected savings are wrong. He thinks this new idea will end up costing taxpayers money.
Well, we also used to pay the tax collectors hundreds of thousands of dollars, which they would earn or receive whether or not they actually collected any taxes. So I can imagine that they would prefer the previous arrangement to stay in place.
Luba says the tax collectors plan to ask the Pennsylvania State Tax Collectors Association to help them appeal this case because that's what they feel is in the best interest of the taxpayers.
A large part of a tax collector's job is customer service. Luba says that's one thing they won't be able to replace.
Because they will not be able to keep up with the same level of service that has been provided by the 69 elected tax collectors. There is no physical way 3 people could do that.
Christina Papa, News 13, Luzerne County.
The Schuylkill County DA says that if one candidate for Mahanoy City mayor is elected, she will have to legally prevent him from taking office. Yesterday, News 13 attempted to speak with Mahanoy City mayoral candidate Dennis Weissner, who's decided to continue his campaign even though he has a felony conviction. According to the Pennsylvania Constitution, any person convicted of a felony under state law is banned from serving in any public office in the state. 41 years ago, Weissner was convicted of felony theft in Lehigh County. Schuylkill County DA Karen Burns-Noon says if Weissner wins, she'll be compelled to file an injunction which prevents him from taking office. Weissner was running against incumbent Mayor Nancy A. Petrich on Tuesday's general election. An update on that questionable contractor that News 13 first reported on last week. Minersville police are now filing charges and obtaining a warrant for John Kachmar of Barnesville. They say the contractor allegedly scammed a resident out of more than $3,000 for work he never completed and materials he never bought. They're also working on other cases in which Kachmar allegedly did the same thing. Kachmar is being charged with 4 felony counts of theft by deception, theft by unlawful taking, receiving stolen property, and deceptive or fraudulent business practices. Minersville police suspect there may be other area residents who were bilked by the contractor. If you have information or if you had a problem with Kachmar, you can call police at the number on the bottom of your screen. Well, law enforcers fanned out across Schuylkill County today, rounding up alleged drug dealers. As Matthew Petrillo tells us, it's the latest effort by the county's DA to battle a growing drug trade.
Started at 6 a.m. this morning, yes.
Schuylkill County District Attorney Karen Burns-Noon says an early morning drug raid is off to a good start. By 12 noon, she says police arrested 11 of the 20 alleged drug dealers.
The drugs that were involved today were sales. It was bath salts, heroin, some prescription drugs, and also marijuana.
She says the drug raid was county-wide, many from here in Shenandoah and Mahanoy.
But there are some from the Girardville area and also Tamaqua.
Police have so far arrested Javier Fernandez, Rigoberto Hernandez, Joel Carestas, Robert Enlow, Michael Kaufner, Crystal Wentworth, David Rivak, Deborah Cuff, James Price, and Cody Lurch.
There's still a few that we're out in the streets looking for right now.
Schuylkill County Sheriff Joseph Grudy says today's drug raid is the culmination of a year-long investigation.
We're trying our best that we can to go to each and every town throughout the county to put an impact on this drug war.
Without the public's assistance in getting information, many of the arrests would not have occurred today.
And now, she says, the public's assistance is more crucial than ever. The district attorney says a lot of the municipal police forces around Schuylkill County have been shrinking over the years. And because of that, she says, the entire county has to work together as a team. Full-time officers around the county have been on the decline for years and replaced with part-time officers. Meanwhile, some areas like Auburn and Cressona have completely disbanded their police departments.
So it's more of a burden on the full-time police departments or the task force itself to try to enforce these laws and get these drugs off the street.
Burns-Noon says her office will continue fighting crime, even as budgets shrink.
Continuing effort. It's a continuing effort to get these drug dealers off the streets.
Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Shenandoah.
And still ahead on News 13 now, enjoy today's mild temperatures because we're about to take a 30-degree tumble. We'll tell you all about it in News 13 weather. And then deciphering the Affordable Care Act and how you can comply. One area congressman holds a town hall to help. We'll tell you about it when News 13 now continues.
You're watching News 13 Now, local and loving it. You're watching News 13 Now on SSPTV. Brought to you by Samson Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's supposed to promote better health for everybody, but the Affordable Health Care Act has pretty much caused headaches since it rolled out a month ago. One area congressman held a town hall about it in Schuylkill County this afternoon, but as Matthew Petrillo tells us, there's still plenty of questions that remain unanswered.
Congressman Matthew Cartwright held an information session Friday afternoon at the Sovereign Majestic Theater in downtown Pottsville. He wanted the town hall event to answer questions from constituents concerned about the Affordable Health Care Act. His constituents came prepared.
That I got from Blue Cross, and these are the printouts from Obama's.
Lola Smith says she's outraged after her health insurance provider dropped her from her current plan and is making her sign up for a new, more expensive plan.
Nothing's cheaper. It's all a lie. And I printed everything out from the websites, and the plans are just ridiculous.
She used to pay about $200 a month. Now?
And the same company was offering it to me for about $550 a month.
She's not alone. Judy Piletsky was paying close to $200 a month under her old plan. Now the least expensive plan she can find is more than $300 a month with a $5,000 deductible.
I was horrified. Because there's no way I could afford that premium and the deductible.
To that end, Cartwright says if you were dropped from a plan, then it probably was a very poor plan.
Policies out there that really, they're illusory. Okay, you think you got health insurance, but you don't really have health insurance.
Congressman Cartwright says he does hear everyone's concerns, but that before the Affordable Health Care Act, he says the community would have to pay for the uninsured. Now he says the new law accounts for that. Cartwright also emphasized the online marketplace to sign up for health insurance. He encouraged people to log on to see what they qualify for. But many of his constituents are seniors who just don't know how to use the internet.
I worry about people who don't have internet access, like the elderly. My mother-in-law wouldn't know what to do in, going online and trying to do that.
Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Pottsville.
Time now for News 13 weather.
In tonight's weather shot, we're local and loving it in downtown Shenandoah, where even though it's a rainy kind of day late in the season, there was still some great apple picking at the farmer's market, and boy, that cider sure looks delicious. Checking the National Service radar, those showers now gone. It was a dark and stormy Halloween night, but they're out of here. We're not in the clear quite yet, though. Maybe some showers in our Saturday. We're not sure. We'll see. Here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. First for Greater Hazleton for tonight, partly cloudy with a low down to 45 degrees. And for Saturday, mostly cloudy. There will be a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 54. Chance of rain showers Saturday evening. Then, here we go, maybe even a snow shower during the overnight as the temperature plunges to a low around 30 degrees. And for Sunday, slight chance of snow very early in the morning, but then mostly sunny and cold with a high near 38. It'll be clear and cold at night with the low dropping to 22 degrees. For Monday, mostly sunny, a high of 42. Cold again at night, low around 27. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 48 degrees. Heading on over to Schuylkill County for tonight, partly cloudy with a low of around 47. Then for Saturday, partly sunny, not too bad, a high up to 58 degrees. Mostly cloudy at night and much colder, though, with a low around 38. For Sunday, partly sunny and breezy with a high up to 43. Mostly clear and cold during the overnight, low hitting down to 26 degrees. Monday, it'll be sunny with a high near 44 and partly cloudy and cold at night, low only down to 30. And for Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 51 degrees. Well, a new insurance agency received a warm welcome from the community this morning during its grand opening.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Officials from Hazleton and West Hazleton, local state reps, and members of the Chamber of Commerce all helped Brenda Marticelli and her husband cut the ribbon on their new venture this morning. The business owners are proud to be serving the Hazleton area and looking forward to providing personalized service to all their customers. While the Marticellis have lived in the area for many years, they say they can't wait to serve their community.
I'm from Hobby, Pennsylvania, actually, so it's just a little ways away. My husband, Jim, has been a longtime resident of Hazleton, and the Marticelli name is well known. So therefore, we couldn't wait to open an agency in Hazleton.
And their all-state insurance office is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 till 7. They're also open on Saturdays by appointment. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily, 749. The big 4, 6944. Quinto, 99288. And the treasure hunt, 1, 3, 13, 14, 20. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. For tonight, happy 54th birthday to Natalie Franzosa Filler. She celebrates on Saturday. This wish comes with love from your ever-loving dad, Harold, Jeff Filler, and Mamu from heaven. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Surviving Together, a free support group of the American Cancer Society Greater Hazleton Unit, will meet next Thursday, November 7th at 6 p.m. at Perkins Family Restaurant. This will be the last meeting until spring 2014. Please call 570-427-8222 for more information. And finally, Cunningham United Methodist Church will be holding a rummage and bake sale. The Friday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Bag Day will be held Saturday, November 9th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. All are welcome to attend. For more info about this event, please call 570-788-3960. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Cynthia Lee Weinecke of Drums. Memorial is November 9th at 11 a.m. in the St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church. Friends may call from 10 to 11 a.m. The Harmon Funeral Home assisted the family with the arrangements. Thomas J. Segilia Jr. of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the John J. Pustai Funeral Home. Richard D. Wojcik of Albrightsville. Mass is Monday at 9:15 a.m. from the Holy Angels Church. Friends may call Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Doherty Funeral Home. And Mary C. Orlandi of Berlin, New Jersey. Funeral is Saturday at 11:30 a.m. at the St. Simon Stock Parish. Viewing is Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Constantino Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And also brought to you tonight by Leonard's Fine Dining, 615 East Broad Street in Hazleton. In your time of need, let Leonard's help you plan a funeral, brunch, or luncheon. Call 570-501-9600.
This is News 13 Sports.
Week 10 means the final regular scheduled games for high school football. Playoffs, well, we're still going to be down the road. Some teams are involved in them. Hazleton area will not be one of them, but certainly the Berwick Bulldogs are. But forget all the playoffs. Let's get finished with the season. Berwick coming in, riding the wave. They've won 9 in a row. They've looked very, very Berwick-esque again. George Curry and his team comes into Harmon Geist. 7:05 kickoff. Can the Cougars pull off the upset? Well, they gave an undefeated East Stroudsburg South team all they could handle and almost pulled it off. Don't know what's going to happen tonight, but we'll see. That's why you got to play the game. Meanwhile, the other high-flying team in the Wyoming Valley Conference, the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West, they should have no trouble in Billport tonight. Other games, Pittston and Wyoming area, Tunkhannock, Carbondale, Abington Heights, and Scranton, and the Stroudsburgs, East Stroudsburgs we should say, North and South, square off as well. Now, in the Schuylkill League, can Marion bounce back? They had been on a winning streak. They got knocked off last week. They try to rebound tonight down in Tamaqua. Meanwhile, Mahanoy goes to Shenandoah Valley. North Schuylkill travels to Easton, Lebanon County. Twin Valley at Pottsville, Thorpe at Lehighton, and Nativity goes south of the border to Hancock, Maryland. Saturday, here's what you got in the afternoon. Dallas and Lake Lehman in the back mountain. Crestwood Coughlin at Wilkes-Barre Memorial, and Blue Mountain and Schuylkill Haven. Now, what is all at stake as far as the playoffs going on? Take a look. This is the sub-regional in 2-4-11, and unfortunately, as we said, Hazleton area is not in the mix. They're down 16th out of the 21 schools. But you can see the number 1 seed is East Stroudsburg South. They can clinch that tonight with a win. That's the only way they can get upended out of that. Now you could see that the matchup would put them against Scranton because Scranton is the number 8 seed right now. If Scranton would get knocked off, that would open the door for Emmaus. But other than that, it's pretty well settled, as you see, with Whitehall 2, Parkland 3. There's Valley West at 4, which means the Spartans would get a home game if they win at Williamsport tonight. Easton, Pleasant Valley, Stroudsburg, Scranton, the bottom 4 in there. So we'll be taking a look and seeing how that all works out. Last night in volleyball, the Hazleton area Cougars made a game of it in the very first set, and you thought maybe they could pull off the upset, but it wasn't to be. Delaware Valley was pretty darn good last night, and they knocked off the Cougars, and it is Delaware Valley that wins the district championship in District 2 last night. So our congratulations there. Hazleton takes the runner-up spot. Other District 2 games, you take a look single A, it's Dunmore over Susquehanna for the district championship on the single A level. And finally, in District 2, it's Holy Redeemer, North Pocono. They're going to do battle tonight. Let's go down south. Schuylkill Lake looks like this. Marion Catholic comes up with the win. Marion knocked off Nativity, so they're going to go with the state tournament against Dunmore, and it's going to be at North Pocono. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Interesting as always. NFL last night. That's why you got to play the games. Everybody said Cincinnati will cruise to an easy win down in South Florida last night. Didn't happen. How about in overtime? Game ended with a safety. Really hard to imagine, but it did. Miami wins 22-20. So that's the way it worked out there. The Jets try to rebound by hosting the Saints. The Eagles travel out to Oakland, and the Steelers and the New England Patriots battle. The New York Football Giants have their bye week. In the American Hockey League, Wilkes-Barre-Scranton with their rivals, the Hershey Bears. Pucks drops at 7:05 tonight and 7 o'clock. That'll be down in Hershey on Saturday. So we will see what happens. Enjoy your weekend of sports wherever you're going to be.
Goodbye Halloween, goodbye October, hello November. Hi everybody, this is Short Shots, and the Boston Red Sox are world champions, and it will be goodbye football season for the Cougars after tonight. Last game, senior night, Berwick is in town. What would make this dismal season memorable? A huge upset tonight at Harmon Guys. The Bulldogs are 9-0. No team has come within 14 points of the Dogs. Could it happen? Yes. Will it happen? I don't think so. But never say never. Let's review. The Cougars played a sensational game last week against East Strasburg South, losing 40-27. But that game was closer than the score indicated. Nico Petrona, Hazel name, but a Cavalier player was definitely the difference. He ran for 365 yards and 5 touchdowns, playing like he was from a different planet. However, Cougars running back Zach Sikowski had another huge game himself, rushing for 160 yards and 2 scores, and Ryan Heller threw for $116. Hazelton area is 3-6. Marion Catholic lost a tough game to Jim Thorpe, 14-7. The Colts led 7-6 at half. Marion is 5-4. Jim Thorpe 7-2. The Colts are at Tamaqua tonight. Other scores of local interest: Berwick beat Coughlin 39-7. Crestwood zipped Williamsport 35-0. Tamaqua trampled Minersville 50-19. Schuylkill Haven mauled Mahanoy area 40-12. And the strangest score of the week in the state: Mannheim Central Club Conestoga Valley into submission 77-0. NASCAR driver Jeff Gordon won the first race of the season at Martinsville, Virginia. Allen Iverson retired after 14 NBA seasons. And the Red Sox won the World Series over the Cardinals in 6 games, like I said they would. The last time the Bo Sox won the World Series at Fenway was when Babe Ruth was pitching for them, and he won 2 World Series games in 1918, 95 years ago. Mother of God. Penn State has Illinois at home. ND has Navy at home, and 3 big rivalry games tomorrow: Army at Air Force, Michigan at Michigan State, and the main event, 2 unbeatens. Number 7 Miami at number 3 Florida State. The Seminoles are favored by 22, and they will cover, I think. Make it a good one. See you Monday. Till then, stay loose.